So now we're already live on TikTok. I don't know if you have used it at all.
I used it before, yeah, but I'm not into TikTok. But yeah, I know how it works.
And now we are also on Facebook. I'm just switching it to public.
Been like more than 5 years that I didn't use Facebook.
5 years?
I just forgot. Yeah. I mean, it's too boring to use Facebook.
All right.
But
but should I try to tag you at? Do you remember your
Khaled Daoud? Yeah, it should be Khaled Daoud.
what?
Yeah.
This one?
No.
This one?
No.
This one?
Oh.
Damn, there are a lot of Khaled Daoud.
Yes,
Try in one word. DJ Khaled. Do you have any some type of numbers?
No, it's just Khaled Daoud.
Whatever. If you don't use it, it's not a big deal then. So, Khaled.
Yes.
All right. Public, save. Seems fine. Okay. Now, so we already have one question from a viewer. The user many QRT0 asks, "Who's that dude?" Well, come and find out. All right. So first things first, I usually ask foreign guests the same question or questions. What brings you to Latvia and what are your impressions so far?
Well, I'm on a Baltic countries tour. So I started in Lithuania. Now I'm in Latvia, and then I'm going to Estonia. So I want to discover this part because it's a different part in Europe, like the old Soviet Union and before the Soviet Union itself. So I just wanted to discover this part of Europe, the eastern part of Europe, because the architecture is different, the culture itself is different, the history is different, even the language, of course, is different. But I mean, the origin of the language is totally different than West Europe and Central Europe. So I wanted to discover this part of the world, although it's a small period, but I've seen new things. I mean, you can notice the difference in the architecture, the people, how does the streets look like, even the food is different. So this is one of the main reasons I'm traveling, to discover new cultures and gain new experience, meeting new people. That's also why I'm using couchsurfing, because it gives me that opportunity to meet new people from different backgrounds, different cultures. So that's how you gain experience. Up till now, the country is good. I like the architecture a lot. Colorful architecture with the buildings also are not too high, just normal height, with some paintings on it, and the architecture itself is different, than West Europe. Even the streets looks beautiful. So yeah, up till now I like the country is good. Probably I will come back to discover new cities other than Riga.
I guess when we would look at the statistics, it's probably even difficult to compare that. I think Latvians going to Egypt and Egyptians coming to Latvia is probably nowhere near, right? Because Egypt is quite a popular traveling place for Latvians. I think Turkey is the number one, but other than that, yeah, Egypt is pretty popular. But I don't know how many Egyptians would even know where Latvia is or what Latvia even is.
Probably they know, but they will tell you it's part of the old Soviet Union. But
it's Russia, somewhere in Russia.
No, somewhere in Russia, no, but because they know it's a different country. But anyways, it's so close, and Russia is on the border. But I think, I wanted to discover this part of old Soviet Union, not Soviet Union itself, because all this part was part of the Soviet Union. So, because in April, I was in old Yugoslavia, Balkan countries, all Balkan countries. So now it's the time to discover Baltic countries and small part of all Soviet Union, because I cannot visit the whole Soviet Union, because for example Russia, I need a visa, which is so difficult to get, and other countries in the Soviet Union also I need visas to visit them. But inside European Union, the only countries that form part of Soviet Union were Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania also, I think. So, and some other countries too.
I'm not sure about maybe.
Moldova, I think, was part of it.
Yeah, because I don't know about the status of Romania and Bulgaria.
They were, I think, yeah, but I mean, inside the Schengen zone, it's only Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, which I can visit through the Schengen zone. So that's why I decided to visit them.
I kind of thought that Romania is also in the Schengen zone.
No, Romania is European Union, but not Schengen. But if you are a holder of a Schengen visa, you can visit Romania. You don't have to care about this because you are European. But I mean, for foreigners, if you have a valid Schengen visa, you can visit Romania and Bulgaria and all Balkan countries.
Okay.
You don't. I mean, if you don't have Schengen, you should apply for their visa. But if you have Schengen, you can already visit them. But this doesn't mean that they are Schengen. They are only in the European Union.
All right.
So
fair enough.
Some politics.
So the same user, many QRT0 asks, did he try our national food?
Up till now, no. To be honest.
The restaurant next to us, Lido, usually people like it a lot. But people who have been to Poland say it's quite similar.
I'm going to Poland after I finish this tour. I'm going to North countries, then I'm going to Poland.
Wait a second. If you are from Egypt, you probably don't eat pork.
I don't. It's not because of Egypt. It's because of religion.
Yeah, but still, right?
Yeah, but no. But for example, Christians in Egypt, they can eat pork.
How many Egyptian Christians are there?
No, we have a lot. But compared to Muslims, of course, Muslims are more. But we have lots of Christians in Egypt.
Really?
They are Orthodox. The majority are Orthodox, not Catholic. We have Catholic also, and we have other Christian, but the majority are Orthodox, and we have lots of Christians in Egypt. I mean, the majority of the south is Christian.
All right.
Okay, the whole country is Muslim, the majority, of course, but we have Christian people, and it's not a minority, nor majority, just in the middle. So you cannot say we have lots of Christians, nor no Christians at all. We have Christians, but as I told you, the majority in the south, because as you know, the Holy Family, when Jesus and Maria passed by Egypt, they passed through the whole south. So that's why the majority of Christian people are there.
That was a good preface, as I know. No, I mean, look, I would guess probably what's the situation when you go to school? Let's say first grade. What do they teach you about Egyptian history? Because Egypt for us in history class is just basically the pyramids.
Well, pyramids is part of all Egyptian history, but they teach us Egypt since it all started, So pyramids, what pyramids are? They are tombs.
Nobody knows.
Pyramid is a tomb for the king.
Yeah, well, but didn't they have many places that they didn't even find any type remotely related to tombs? I think that was the issue, because they usually found the tombs somewhere close nearby to the pyramids, and they sort of try to guess whether or not the pyramids are meant for some astrological purposes.
Yeah, I heard this also. I mean, let me first answer the first question. In Egypt, when they teach us history, they teach us first the old Egyptian history, going through until New Egypt. So old Egyptian history, old Egyptians, the Greek, the Roman.
But they don't teach for hieroglyphics, right?
No. But if you want to learn the old Egyptian language, you can. But in school, it's impossible, because first of all, nobody speaks this language anymore. Also, if you see
even the hipsters,
no one speaks this language. The old Egyptian.
But doesn't Egypt have some hipsters who would like to do that?
To talk the language.
Yeah.
No.
Just because
some people do it. They teach it, and some people want to learn it. But the problem is, it's not. No one speaks it.
Or
for example, if I tell you old Roman language, no one is speaking old Roman language.
Oh well, no. I mean, the Catholic Church still uses it.
They speak Latin.
Yeah.
I'm talking older than Latin.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant Latin.
No, Latin. No, Latin. Because it's the official language in the Vatican, for example. Yeah. But let's say for other reference, Old Greek. It's impossible. No one is speaking ancient Greek. I mean, maybe a minority, but no one is speaking like me and you now. No one was speaking ancient Greek. But we have in the south Coptic language, which was, the old Egyptian language was modified to Coptic language. So Christian people in the south Some people in some villages, they speak Coptic, which is not Arabic. It's other language, but it's only spoken language. It's not written, it's spoken language.
Oh.
But also this has nothing to do with Christianity, because the problem is people mix it. Coptic means Old Egyptian. But since that the Christianity came to Egypt before Islam, so people refer to Coptic as Christian, but the real meaning of Coptic is Old Egyptian. That's the meaning. Cool. So some people speak Coptic up till now, which is, let's say, modified Old Egyptian, but it's totally different. As I told you, it's only spoken, it's not written. I'd never seen someone writing it, but anyways, they say it's non-written, it's just spoken language, and it's totally different than Arabic. And some villages, they only speak this language, so you can't even understand them. They can understand each other, but you cannot understand them. And they say it looks similar to Old Egyptian because it was modified after Old Egyptians gone. Then Greek people came, Roman people came, then Greek, Roman, blah 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 blah, until it's New Egypt up till now. So that's why problem is Egypt after Old Egyptians, different cultures. It's a mixture of cultures: Roman, Greek, Ottomans, Persians, English people, French, everything. So all big cultures pass by Egypt. That's the problem.
What was the story for the last, let's say, 200 years? Was Egypt some type of colony of Britain?
Three French colony, but not for a long time, probably 3 years, during Napoleon. British for like more than 70 years.
Okay.
Also during the Ottoman Empire. Ottoman Empire came before the English Empire. After the Ottoman Empire came the English people.
Okay.
Then starting 1952, it was, the New Egypt, Republic of Egypt.
So when did Egypt gain its independence?
From England?
Yeah.
1952, something in between that. Because 1952, we were a kingdom. After the kingdom, it was a republic. There was like somewhere of like revolution against the republic, the monarchy and because the king was corrupted based on their opinion in the past. So we gained our independence. There was first a revolution 1919.
Okay.
Then of course after the World War, blah 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 blah.
Probably some Germans, right?
German colony? No.
No, but didn't Adolf Hitler go to North Africa?
He never came to Egypt. There was a war between England.
Are you sure?
Hitler never passed by Egypt.
Damn, I kind of thought that they made even movies about it, about the story of Nazis going to Egypt trying to find some time machine or something like that.
I never heard about that, to be honest. But anyways, no, Egypt, because Libya was under the Italian colony.
Okay.
Egypt was under the English colony. So England and Italy against each other. And there was a famous battle in Al-Alamein. It's a city, Western Egypt.
Yeah.
So there was a famous battle over there between English and Italian. But Hitler never passed by Egypt.
Okay. So no Nazis at the pyramids?
No. Nothing related to Nazis in Egypt.
Yeah. Okay.
And even though it was planned, if Germany and Italy and all these blah, 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 won the war, Egypt was going to be under the Italian colony. All North Africa.
All right.
It was planned. I mean, that's when I was reading, it was planned that if Egypt, if Germany, Italy, and they win the war, then all North Africa under the Italian colony.
Yeah, makes sense.
Libya, Egypt, Algeria, Tunis, and Tunisia and Morocco.
Yeah.
It was going to be Central Italian Bank, and blah blah. Each bank has its own currency.
So am I correct that Egypt always had were friends with Syria?
Syria, yes.
But definitely not with Israel.
No. Syria, yes, because there was an Arab Republic.
Syria?
Egypt and Syria together, just for a couple of years, then it's impossible. But both countries united, or unified, to form the Arab Republic. Then, no, I don't remember it. Between 3 and 5 years from its formation, it was disappeared, and each country by itself, Syria and Egypt.
And what was the neighbor? Libya, right? Libya was a neighbor.
Libya is in the west of Egypt.
Yeah.
But we never had a union with Libya.
Really?
No. You mean Sudan? This is in the past.
Yeah.
Because king, for example, when it was a kingdom, it was Kingdom of Egypt and Sudan.
Okay.
But different countries. But for example, he was called King Farouk, for example, King of Egypt and Sudan. But Sudan is a different country. So it's in the south. Libya west, Palestine west, east, north there is nothing. It's the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that when people talk about Africa, they usually don't really mean North Africa, right? Because Egyptians, I think Libyans, they don't look like the stereotypical African, right? So it's
North Africa is different. Yeah.
It's just that you always have to remind yourself, oh yeah, that's also Africa.
Yes,
Right.
the northern part of Africa, yes, but it's in Africa in the end.
Yeah, because usually when you say Africa, you mean like type of Congo. Some type,
Well, yeah,
type of
Congo is in
situation.
Central Africa.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a big piece of land, but yeah, and I don't know, maybe in some maybe south of Europe they really make some nuances present, but yeah, and the middle of Europe and in the east of Europe we just Africa, yeah, sure, Africa, like it would be one country.
Oh yeah, no, lots
Africa.
of countries in Africa. Yeah.
Yeah. So other than that, what would you say? What's the situation in Egypt like? Because I remember 10 years ago, sort of like 10 years ago, Mubarak was overthrown, right?
More than 10 years, 2011.
Well, 11 years then.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So you had almost like a coup d'etat.
This you mean in 2013?
Really? 2013?
We had two different revolutions.
Oh,
2011, then 2013.
all right.
2011 was the one you mentioned,
Okay.
Mubarak. 2012, we had the first elections in Egypt. 2013, the second revolution.
Yeah.
Since then, nothing. The political situation has been going, but no more revolutions. The last one was 2013. Because, well, it's not considered a big revolution because it's only 3 days compared to the other one, 2011.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's considered a revolution because we changed the whole government.
I thought they made I don't know how many elections, and then the Muslim Brotherhood just got
Just one election,
yeah.
2012.
Only one election?
Yes.
I thought they made several.
No, only 2011. 2012. 2011, the revolution.
All right.
Since 2011 till 2012, it was transitional government, which
Yeah.
was the army, basically.
Oh,
Then 2012, it was the first election,
okay.
where Muslim Brotherhood won the
Okay.
elections. But no more elections, because in 2013, 1 year after, other revolution,
Yeah.
Muslim Brotherhood sent away. Then it was also transitional government until 2014.
Okay.
2014 other elections, but it's only between two people, which is the current president and another guy called Hamdin Sabahi. So just two
So the
candidates.
presidential election was the last election.
When was the last election? 2018.
Oh, but for the president?
Yes.
Oh.
It was after the revolution, after 2011. Okay, 2011, the revolution. 2012, first election. 2013, no, we removed this government. So 2014, other elections.
Okay.
Then, 2014, after 4 years, the new elections normally, which is, probably but now they changed the constitution, so instead of 4 years, it's 6 years the period.
Okay.
So next, it will be in 2024.
So who's in charge now?
El-Sisi, Abdel Fattah Sisi, is the same president since 2014.
All right. And I don't know what the system is. Do you have a parliament?
Yes.
And so who's the majority there?
Well, it's a mixture. It's not like the parliament in Egypt is not like the parliament in Europe.
So what's the difference?
No, there is a huge difference. Like in Egypt, because in Egypt we don't have lots of political parties like in Europe.
How many do you have?
Currently, we don't have a lot. To be honest, I'm not interested in that because it's a little bit corrupted now. So,
Just a little bit?
well, a lot, but you don't have lots of parties in Egypt. The majority, it's either 2-3 parties or just no party at all, and he just wants to represent his neighborhood, and that's it. You know? So, but the parliament itself is not that effective in Egypt as in Europe. In Egypt, the government and the president has the majority and the majority of power, not the parliament. Well, the parliament has to approve it, but of course, if the president and the government, they want something, of course, the parliament will say yes.
Okay.
It's logical.
The user The Heck One asks, "Who is your guest?" Well, an Egyptian backpacker is
Yeah.
traveling through Europe, in one sentence. So, would you say that Egypt is now, let's say, 10 years have passed, more or less, since the sort of revolution? Has anything major, in a major way, changed?
Economical, no. It's worse.
Oh,
As far as I remember, because I'm only 23. So when it was the revolution, I was 13 years old.
yeah. Well,
I know nothing. Yeah, but I don't remember. I mean, compared to now, I know nothing.
Okay.
But economically, I think now things have been worse and more, you know. The country itself, security, also the problem is I cannot compare because I was a kid. So I don't remember. But country was different. Of course, country was different. As far as I remember, country was different 10 years ago.
So what's your outlook when you look at Egypt now? What do you think of it? What's the future potential?
You mean politically or economically or everything?
Both, yeah.
Economically, I don't know. The country, the current economical situation is not that good. Based on my opinion, maybe it's not. It's not accurate, but based on my opinion, economy is going this way. Because, for example,
the corona thing.
No, the corona, nothing. In Egypt, just in July 2020, everything was open again. So
Really?
yeah, so it's not that big deal.
Okay.
Also, we don't have lots of cases. I think people are naturally immune against this, but I mean, during COVID, it was not that complicated like in Europe.
You know, I have some type of I wouldn't say a stereotype, but I always thought that Muslims are more sovereign in their thinking.
Like,
That they don't really view a government or some foreign entity as their some type of parent, right? That they want to have their own power, their own control over.
you're talking about Muslim Brotherhood.
No. My stereotype about Muslims, because I don't know a lot of them, right? But was always that the Muslim faith, in a sort of encourages you to be, in a way, more independent from a government. But I don't know if I'm.
I don't
correct.
think so because, I mean, if some other believe in that too, that he wants to be independent, the government. I mean, some people in Europe also, they want to be independent and they don't want to follow the government if the government is corrupted.
Oh, and also, you know what else I have in mind, that actually they are not. There are no one homogeneous type of Muslims, because I think, for instance, Turkish people are some type of Muslim light.
I mean, it depends.
Because I think they usually drink alcohol and eat whatever they like.
I mean, it depends on the person. You cannot judge the whole religion based on one person. You know. So, for example,
of course.
you cannot judge the whole Islam because of Turkey or because of Egypt or because
Same
of
with
Syria.
Christians, yeah.
Yeah. So I cannot, for example.
But
judge.
still, it's more convenient, right? Africa is just Congo, right? And
Yeah, but that's the problem, you know. For example, imagine I tell you, oh, Latvia, what part of Russia is, you know? So,
I would understand. Yeah.
so I think that's lack of information. It's problem of people, not problem of the country or the religion or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't read a lot, if you don't educate yourself, so it's your problem, not the problem of the religion, country or whatever. So about related to Muslim stuff, no, in our religion it's not written that we should be independent. We should respect our government or whatever who is in control. But
Really?
yeah, I mean, if he's in control of the country, then you should respect this guy. But let's say if he's corrupted, this doesn't mean that I go kill him. No, it's just if you don't want him, just do other elections.
I kind of thought that the whole Mediterranean region, whether you go to the European side or the African side, I kind of thought that basically the stereotype there was that they always talk either about politics, just to like ferociously talk about politics, or football.
Well, football, of course, again, this is a part of Spain, Italy, but not all countries, Egypt also. I mean, because football is the most popular sport across the world. But it's not the only topic. For example, you can go to Egypt and you can find people who don't even care about football. Same in Italy, Spain, or France, or whatever Mediterranean country it is. But yeah, logical. Football is the most followed sport across the whole world. So it's logical that people.
The user Moriarty777ER asks if you're the brother of one famous Latvian TikToker. I guess not.
He's talking about me.
Yeah.
No.
If you're, he mentions a famous TikToker in Latvia. No, not
Ah,
at
no.
all. Because now I get it why he asks, because the famous TikToker, I don't know if he's, oh man, if he's of Turkish descent or something like that, but yeah, probably that's why he asked. No, he's not related
No,
to.
I don't know him.
No, and the user, well, it's in Latvian word noslēpums 911 says in Latvian a very what's honorable guest in a sense. I guess that would be the translation, like a yeah, honorable. I guess that would be a very reasonable and honorable guest. Yeah, there you are.
Thank you.
All right. So would you say that Egypt now? All right, let's forget about the economic side. Would you say that politically, at least, you are getting into more sound and stable waters?
Maybe, but I'm into a more liberal government.
Meaning?
So I don't want army to get. I don't want army to be in control, nor a religious movement in control. I just want a more liberal government.
How do you, let's say, if you are on a day-to-day basis in Egypt, how do you consume your news? Do you watch national television? Do you watch some American TV? What do you do?
No, if I'm going to watch Egyptian, I want to follow Egyptian news, why would I follow American news? So probably it's either people follow social media or the national TV. But national TV, you won't get something because it's the majority, they will just be on government side. So,
yeah, normal.
So you cannot get an opinion. They will just keep talking about government, blah, 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 blah. So they will never mention bad points about government. Mm-hmm. If you want to follow, for example, other TV channels, probably you won't find, or they are either doing it outside Egypt, but it's only, for example, Muslim Brotherhood channels or government channels. So each one talking about his own point of view, But for me, I don't follow news on TV, just on internet, because on internet I can see different stuff.
And what platforms do you use?
No, I just follow different, no platforms on Google, and just follow news.
Really?
Yeah, I just
no Instagram, no YouTube.
No Instagram, yeah, but why would I follow news on Instagram? Instagram
just boobs. I don't know.
No, but for following news, just Google. For example, I just type the name of the newspaper or whatever, and then I can follow all newspapers.
All right.
It's easier.
All right. So the same user as before, noslēpums 911 asks, basically, aren't you afraid to travel in the Baltics while war is in Ukraine?
No. I have been told that because I planned my trip in March, so it was pre-planned already. And all people just told me, take care, blah, 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 but I don't think... I was not afraid, first of all. Second, there's no war here. The war is in between Russia and Ukraine, and I think it's not a big war. It started as a big war, of course, but now it's a little bit more calm than it started in February. In February, it was a real war, but now it's not that big. I think that's my opinion. I've never been this part, but based on the news, nobody's talking about the war now. They're just talking about refugees coming in and leaving.
No, they are still talking about war.
But not as it was in February.
No, yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
It was fresh at that time. Now it's 3 months.
But even though the Russian attack is not as much as in February.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah.
In February, everything was in Ukraine.
But would you be willing to go to Ukraine? Visiting?
I wanted to visit Ukraine, yeah, but even before the war started, because I want to travel the whole world. But the problem is I need visa to visit Ukraine.
Wouldn't you say that you could go to the, let's say, Polish border and just walk right?
It's impossible. How can I cross the border without a visa?
I think now with the refugees and stuff.
Yeah, but they are coming to Europe, not to Europe.
I don't know how well they can guard the border.
Yeah, but
at this time.
I might get in trouble.
Well, if you go to Poland, you can just ask around.
I'm going to Poland, yeah, but I don't think it's worth it because this part of Europe, east part of Europe, is not that easy to get in trouble with the police or border. It's not that easy to cross the border in East Europe, being non-European.
I think in some places it is. Do you have you seen the YouTube channel Bald and Bankrupt?
No.
It's a pretty popular channel in the world. It basically is about an English dude who is bald, hence bald, and bankrupt because he had a business in England. Then he went bankrupt, right? So that's the name of the channel. And he decided after he went bust that he would like to see the former Soviet Union, mostly former Soviet Union. And he just started traveling and filming himself like a vlogger.
But using an English passport is different than using Egyptian passport.
But to go even to Russia?
Of course, it's different. Everything is based on your... well, in Russia, both of us, we need visa. But being an English is different than being an Egyptian.
Well, his strength is that he speaks Russian, right? So he's...
But he has an English passport. That's the point.
So, yeah.
The problem in East Europe depends on your... Well, in all countries, but East Europe more, because they're afraid of illegal immigration and all this bullshit. So if you don't have a strong passport, they might.
British passport is considered strong passport?
Of course, British passport is a strong passport. Based on, well, strong passport and lots of countries visa free.
Okay.
British and the majority of European passports, of course. Even the Latvian passport. I mean, it might be not too strong politically, like for example, British or American or whatever, but it's strong in means of travel. You can travel more than 140 or 150 countries visa free.
Yeah.
So this is strong in that way, but it might not be strong politically. For example, if you show American passport or Latvian passport, of course, American is stronger politically. But
I think it's a formal argument because Latvia, on paper, doesn't have a visa regime with the USA, but still you couldn't get into it easily.
The whole European Union countries, the majority of them, they have visa free to the United States. You just apply for an online travel authorization, ESTA or something like that.
You still need to, let's say, if I would like to go to America, I would still need to file some separate papers.
It's online. You don't have to go to the embassy. It's called ESTA or ETSA, electronic something travel authorization. You do it online. All European countries do it.
Yeah.
It's not only Latvian, Spanish, Italian, Germans, French, all European countries, all European Union countries, they can apply online. Of course, you cannot take the airplane and go. You just should apply for the ESTA or ETSA, I don't remember the name itself, but you can go easily. I need a visa, for example, so I need to go to the embassy, blah, 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 interview.
Oh, so you say, no, but they still have interviews.
It's online. If you just search for it now, it's online.
Yeah, you apply, but you still are being called to go. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I've heard of people who still needed to go to the embassy.
To be honest, I don't know, but when you check the website, the American embassy website here in Latvia, for example, they will tell you can apply online.
Yeah,
maybe you can go to the embassy because there are two different types. You can get a visa on your passport, which is valid for 10 years, and you can stay up to 6 months in the United States. But for this electronic travel authorization, you can only stay 3 months. Then you have to leave. So probably people apply for the visa because it's easier to travel, or maybe they want to live there or whatever.
Well, I'll
maybe we can check it later.
Yeah, I'll try to find out if things get even worse. Then I might as well be interested in checking out how to live in the USA.
Well, to live in USA, of course, you need a visa and all this stuff, residence permit and all this stuff.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a better problem to have. How to establish permanent residency than to
just find a job contract.
sort of. I think so. Yeah.
Easiest way. Not easy, but.
So, what do you think of the situation of the world in general? Now we have Ukrainian war. Before that, we had COVID policy 2 years. Right? How did it affect you?
COVID, me nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I was lucky, but the current situation of the world, I think we are living in a corrupted world.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. They say there is no corruption, but there is. They say there is no racism, but there is.
Well, dude, don't you think racism is just sort of a miscommunication between different ethnicities?
No. Racism is there. Just I see it in the airport. Let's go to the airport, me and you now, and we show our passports.
Yeah.
Probably because you are white and European, you will pass by without problems. Probably because I'm non-European, I will face troubles. Not troubles, but more interrogation.
But that's not racial.
No, this is racism.
That's profiling.
part of racism. Because you might have drugs, for example, and I don't have drugs. Why did they presume that I have bad stuff?
See, but that's the reason why we should cooperate, because then you can smuggle drugs through me and everything's smooth.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, this is also racism.
So it bonds people together.
Bonds people
This
together,
type
but
of profiling allows us to cooperate.
yes, but this is part of racism. Why would, because of you are European and white, you can pass easily, and because you are non-European, you face troubles. Not troubles, but interrogation, for example, more interrogation. Like
Have you had some type of interrogations?
Yeah, of course, crossing the border, for example.
Here, Latvia?
No, Latvia, no, because I came through Lithuania, so no. But I mean, for example, crossing the border. For example, I was in Croatia, crossing the border to Slovenia. So I'm coming back to Schengen zone, not European Union, Schengen zone, because I'm already in European Union. So yeah, everyone is just checking IDs because they are Europeans. Of course, I understand. It's their country anyways. But for me, yeah, what's the purpose of your visit? How many days? Blah, 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 blah. Even though I traveled a lot across Europe, But that's because I'm Egyptian. I mean, probably because other tourists from Asia, for example, they were not questioned. Okay, fingerprint, go. So...
somebody has to be interrogated, I guess.
Yeah, but
that's not interrogation.
It's just always me
asking questions.
I understand, right? But I mean, I don't know. But probably I can feel it. I know that if they are going to interrogate something, it is going to be me.
Really?
Yeah, me or any other same nationality, like similar nationalities to mine.
But yeah, I mean, I never considered it to be a feature of Egyptians to be so. Like,
not only Egyptians, but yeah, I mean, if you're not white, you will be interrogated. There's a problem in Europe. Not all European countries, but the majority.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't that case.
I mean, you will never feel it because you're European in the end.
Yeah.
So
it's good to be here, right?
So, but I don't care because I mean, for me, I have all my documents. Well, everything is well organized, so I don't care. They can interrogate 100 years. I don't care. They are wasting their time, not my time. They
are wasting your time as well.
No, I mean, they ask me, I just answer them. It's okay, I don't care.
Sure. So you haven't...
For me, it's not waste of time. Anyways, for example, the bus will not depart without me. So I don't care.
I don't know.
Impossible because the bus cannot depart if because the police is interrogating lots of people or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, they're not wasting my time. I don't care.
But all right, look, one other stereotype that comes to mind about Egyptians, or I guess Arabs in general, that they would like to trade, always like to trade.
I don't know.
Like in the bazaar.
But bazaar is a pure Turkish thing, not Arab
thing. Is it?
Yeah, bazaar. If you go to any other country which was occupied by the Turkish Empire, you always see the old bazaar. You go to bazaar in Turkey, but
okay,
I don't think it's just, all Arabs are like that,
So what would be some type of funny stereotypes about Egyptians that I should know?
About Egyptians?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have something in my mind now. Let me think. Maybe I can tell you later, but I don't have something.
All right, but let's try another one. What are some stereotypes about your neighbors? I don't know. Libyans, Syrians.
Syria is not a neighbor. Syria is too far from Egypt. It's too far from Egypt.
Like a partner in a sense. Because I think politically you do cooperate historically.
We
right?
cooperated with Syria, as I told you. It was we unified with them. But not just 3-5 years maximum. I don't remember how many years actually. Stereotypes. To be honest, I don't know because I'm not into stereotyping, so that's why I cannot give you an example.
Oh, that's a shame. Why wouldn't you be? Because it's always a good icebreaker to talk about some stereotypes between.
Yes, but for me, I don't care because I don't stereotype people. It's not because you are from whatever country it is, so you should be blah 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 blah. I deal with each person personally, not stereotyping.
Yes, that's once you get to know them at least for a minute. But in general, I think everybody does some type of stereotyping if he has heard anything about them.
Yes, but for me, I know because I don't want to be stereotyped, so I don't stereotype people. For example, if I tell you Latin America...
You didn't really expect anything when you were coming to the Baltics or to going to the Balkans?
Balkan or Baltic?
No, both.
Nothing.
Just as an example.
Expect something? No, I only expected difficult border crossing. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I know that this part is close to Europe, so probably if for example, if you are a third national,
Yeah.
not European, and you travel through the Balkan countries, it's a little bit complicated because they have direct borders with Schengen zone and European Union.
Yeah.
So they don't want you to go illegally. So I was expecting hard border crossing, but since that I have already Schengen visa, so I was not expecting that. I was expected to be interrogated a little bit. Why are you coming here? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Because for example, when I went to Bulgaria 3 years ago, the police officer asked me, "Why are you coming to Bulgaria? Are you sure you're coming for tourism? Why are you coming to Bulgaria?" Because I came from Spain.
That's a legitimate question.
So he told me, "Why are you coming to Bulgaria? What do you want to see in Bulgaria?"
Yeah.
But so I thought, this part will be a little bit complicated, but I never stereotype people because I don't want people to stereotype me. So I will never stereotype people. Let's say if we talk about Latin America, for example. You go to the United States, talk about Latin America, they tell you drugs. But it's not not all Latin Americans are into drugs, So I will never ever stereotype someone because I never dealt with him personally, even if they have bad reputation. But I don't care. I will treat with you I will talk to you personally.
Yeah.
So and I will never prejudge you because I don't want you to prejudge me.
No, but that's the differentiation. I'm not saying about personal judging. I'm speaking about generalized stereotypes, as in Eskimos being one way and, I don't know, Aborigines being another way.
I understand, but personally, when you ask me about my opinion, I don't care. So I don't even care about stereotyping. I mean, that's why I have nothing in my mind now. Probably when we talk, but...
So you really didn't expect anything in, let's say, coming to the Baltics?
No, nothing.
What will you meet? What will you
nothing.
see?
I was just expecting to see different, as I told you, different culture and different architecture from other European countries. This part of Europe is totally different than the other part of Europe. And that's what I found, of course. Different architecture, the buildings, the construction of the buildings, the streets, everything is different than West Europe. Of course, 100% different. People themselves are different, of course. But even the facial expressions are different than West Europe.
Yeah, sure.
But I was not expecting something bad, nor something good. Just new country, let's discover it. That's why I told you I'm not into stereotyping. So I didn't search stereotypes about Latvia, nothing.
Ah, man, you should equip yourself with some anecdotes.
I like to go and discover.
People mostly like those things. Right?
Yeah, but
just for comedic purposes.
No, I just like to go and discover it. Get surprised. Okay, let's go to Latvia and see what will happen there.
Have you had any some type of not bad experiences, but still unpleasurable moments?
Where?
Anywhere?
No.
Well, during your travels?
No, nothing. Up till now, normal.
Really?
No. Yeah, up till now, nothing happened.
I kind of thought that all travelers at one point or another have some type of story. Oh yeah, we had this type of, I don't know, hitchhiking moment where some shady car driver was picking us up or something like that.
No, I had my moments, but no bad situation. I tried hitchhiking, of course, in Jordan, in Barcelona, in Spain, but no bad experience. Up till now, no bad experience. Probably bad experience because of what happened. For example, in Kenya, I was going to... They decided lockdown. I was in another city in Mombasa. Then they decided to lockdown in Nairobi. Yeah. So you cannot even enter or exit Nairobi.
A city.
But that was a huge problem because I was in Mombasa, my flight departing from Nairobi, but then I managed to go to Nairobi. But this is not a bad experience, because
it's politics.
But in bad experience in the country with people of the country, no, nothing.
All right. So what happens after you finish your travels?
After I finish,
yeah,
I have to go back to my country to start my internship because I graduated already, but I need to do an internship.
What did you graduate as?
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy.
Yeah.
Is this like for old people?
No, that's different stuff. Physiotherapy, I don't know how you call it here in Latvia.
Also, basically, if somebody has an injury, you help them get better?
It has different types like neurology, pediatrics, women health, cardiovascular, it depends. We study lots of things.
Yeah.
So I finished my studies already, no more exams.
Okay.
But in order to get my license, I should do an internship here. And I should have started this internship here in March.
Yeah.
this March, but I decided to delay it until November. So basically, I'm traveling since February. This is the longest trip ever, since February until November.
Well, at least for the COVID restrictions, it's the best time because now.
No, because
they are
during COVID I
relaxing.
traveled already. During COVID, peak COVID, I was in the United States. July 2020, I was in the United States.
Ah,
Between March and April 2021, I was between Kenya and Turkey. 2021, last summer, I was United States, Mexico, and Puerto Rico. And last December, I was in Europe again for 3 months. 3 weeks. After that, I went back home to finish my exams. Then I started this trip. So, I went first to Asia, India, Sri Lanka, Jordan. Then I came to Balkan. Then after Balkan, I went to Switzerland, Italy. Then Germany. I was supposed to go to Iceland before I come to Lithuania, but I missed my flight in Italy. So this might be a bad experience. I missed my flight, so I had to stay in Italy for 3-4 days. I mean, the whole 4 days I was supposed to go to Iceland, I stayed in Italy.
Yeah.
Then I came to Lithuania. I mean, because all my other transportation are, it's like a circle. It's like this. So if I miss something here, then I have to go the other. If I have to go to the other destination, I can't skip it, because if I skip this destination, then it means I will lose. I have to keep going like that.
Yeah, it's a chain reaction.
Yes. So I missed Iceland. Then I'm in Baltic countries. Then I'm going to North countries. Tomorrow I'm going to Estonia. After Estonia, I'm going to Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Poland. Then I'm going to Paris. I was not going to go to Paris, but I'm going because of the Real Madrid match. Because I was supposed to go to Czech Republic and Slovakia.
Okay.
Then I cancelled all this when Real Madrid is my team, the team I support, classified to the final. So
why would an Egyptian do to support Real Madrid?
I even learned Spanish because of them. And I've been to Madrid more than 10 times. Whenever I'm in Europe, I go to Madrid. So,
is it common for Egyptian people to be fans of Real Madrid?
Yeah, different European teams. Yeah, Real Madrid teams, and even teams in Premier League in England, Barcelona in Spain, other teams in whatever. But for me, as I told you, after Poland, I was going to go to Czech Republic and Slovakia, Czechoslovakia in the past, but I cancelled all this and I'm going to Paris because of the match. I've been to Paris twice before, and I don't want to go again, but because of the match, it's a final of the Champions League against Liverpool, which is a big match. Okay. They are rivals, so I'm going to Paris, and then I'm heading to Spain. After Spain, I'm going to the United States.
You're a real jet setter.
I mean, as you introduced me, I'm a backpacker. I like to travel to explore countries and cultures, not to travel as a typical tourist. So, I mean, okay, in the end, I'm a tourist, but I don't like typical tourist, fancy restaurants, only touristic hotspots, blah, 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 blah. So I'm more into walking, hiking, discovering just new places without a map, just walk by the city. For example, when I travel, average walking distance a day is 20 kilometers, whenever I am. So I just keep walking.
How much did you walk today?
Maybe in the phone it's written, I don't know. But average, it's in between. It's average 20. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but average 20. I just keep walking without maps, of course. Whenever there is a hill, mountain, I just hike it. And I don't care if I'm wearing hiking clothes or no, if it's raining or no. I don't care, I just go. If I want to do something, I go. For example, if I'm walking and I see a mountain over there, which I can hike, okay, let's go.
Right.
As I told you.
But is it just because afterwards you can say, I hiked the mountain?
No, because I want to do something new, Because when you hike a mountain, it's a good adventure. You see the city from the top.
How about reading just some books about mountains?
I mean, reading is different than, okay, how about reading about Riga, for example? It's different that I'm in Riga itself.
Yeah, well, of course, but then again, you wouldn't be able to walk through all of Riga. You would see only just a part of Riga.
Of course, yeah. I mean, but for example, let's say I'm not interested in New Riga. What can I see in New Riga? Just build new buildings? I mean, I've seen the difference today between old Riga and New Riga. Because I went to this, I don't remember the name, but there was a bridge, and I can totally differentiate between the old part and the new part. I mean, the buildings. So I'm not even interested in the new part. I'm just interested in the city itself, the architecture, the old stuff. That's why I also, as I told you, one of the reasons I'm using the Couchsurfing application, because it gives me that opportunity, meet new people, different cultures also, and different point of view. So that's how you gain experience. And I've met lots of people from different backgrounds and different beliefs than mine, even totally different beliefs than mine, but in the end it was good because you gain experience. That's how your mind is you gain more experience.
So does it have some type of I don't know, goal for you, or just
Traveling, you mean?
Yeah, and gaining all the experience, because you could.
Yeah, the aim is gaining experience and meeting new
I
people.
mean, you could afterwards. You could be, for instance, some type of a diplomat.
Me? Well, I'm a little bit interested in that, but not my goal currently. But yeah, I mean, as long as you travel, you might be more into diplomatics and politics. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? For example, yeah, one of the things that I discovered, why only Europeans and Americans can travel with visa free and us no. I think this is pure, not corruption, but this is pure discrimination. That Europeans and Americans...
Because America rules the world.
Okay, let's forget about America. Europeans, why all Europeans can travel visa free?
Because Americans come from Europe.
Okay, so let's say Latvians, for example, I'm not saying bad stuff, but I'm saying Latvians, not Americans, the majority of Americans coming from Italy and Spain and all this part, but Latvians didn't go to over there.
No, just a little bit, yeah.
Some Latvians, but the majority of them is either American, Spanish, all this West Europe part.
Yeah.
Why can Latvians travel visa-free and Egyptians no? Is because Latvia part of European Union?
No.
So why European Union people can travel visa-free?
Because, again...
Yeah, so this is discrimination.
Yeah, positive discrimination.
So that's why I'm telling you, when you travel a lot, you notice this in the airport.
So it means Egypt should apply for EU membership as soon as possible.
No, because
if Turkey can talk about it, why not Egypt?
Yeah, but Turkey is geographically part in Europe. Egypt is not even in Europe.
Empire. Let's put back the Roman Empire.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, no. Turkey, for example,
wasn't Alexandria a part of Roman Empire?
Of course, because it was founded by Alexander the Great from Macedonia, and it was the capital during his empire, during his era. It was the capital.
So let's move back to that.
No, because Egypt forms no part in Europe. I mean, Turkey, because yes, even though it's only small part of Turkey, it's only the western part of Turkey, Istanbul, Antalya, Izmir, because the majority of Turkey is in Asia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for example, European Union also, they have some stuff of corruption also. It's not a pure.
Dude, everybody has the corruption.
Yes.
It's just that I think the best mix is when you have the corruption, but you also have a nice marketing.
But why would you have
nice deception?
Yes, but why would you be corrupted?
Well, it's human nature to
then don't claim you're pure democratic.
I think that's more related to sort of like playing a role, right? You sort of expect to be holier than you are really, right? And it's just playing a role. I think there are many people who would like to be role models for other people, and they wouldn't like admitting that they are not that type of role model. So they create a sort of separation of personas, right? One is the real, genuine persona that is vulnerable, corrupt, manageable, manipulative, and the other one is the textbook example of shiny suit.
Yes, but
nice
this is
tie.
corruption in the end.
Of course.
For example, they claim everything is liberal and you can do blah 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 blah. Then, if you want to travel, they ask you lots of documents. Blah 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 blah. Then they give you a refuse. Okay, you cannot travel. So, and they charge you, for example, 80 euros. If in order to apply for a Schengen visa, you pay 80 euros and non-refundable, accepted or refused. So I think this is corruption. If you're going to refuse my application, just give me the money back or half of the money. Why would you take 80 euros and just give me a refuse in the end?
It's a power move.
No, because they need money. How would European Union get money then?
I don't think that's really the case.
One of the you know how many people apply for a Schengen visa?
Yeah, right. But let's be honest. I mean, money is being created out of thin air more than the world needs, right? I mean, how many trillions did they create in the past 10 years in America and EU? Trillions.
Yes, but I'm talking, how do they get the money? European Union, for example.
How do they get the money?
Yes, well, for example, you pay for the visa.
Mostly through financial markets. If you speak about the generalities of budgets.
Yes, but so applying for a visa generates lots of money. You know how many nationalities apply for how many people per day apply for a Schengen visa?
All right, but
if only 100 people apply per day, You are talking about 8,000 euros.
Yeah, all right, but in the
800, sorry.
but in the grand scheme of things,
Of course,
it doesn't sum up to even a trillion, right? It's
of course.
maybe
but
some billions at best.
Some billions, of
Some
course.
billions, yeah. But then again, the budget of the America and EU is I don't know how many trillions. So.
Of course, I know. I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you're talking now about the whole European countries in the European Union,
Yeah.
because some countries in the European Union, they don't generate a profit or generate money. They just get money. Because
Which is nice. Let's be honest, it's just nice.
Some countries
you
benefit
get
from
money
European
for
Union.
nothing. It's nice.
You get, yeah. That's why, for example, let's say why the United Kingdom left the European Union, because they pay lots of money and they get nothing, so they just leave.
I think
one of the reasons was with that.
yeah,
and also because of the refugees distribution.
And also the fact that Britain is still clinging on to its financial center, the city of London, because a lot of money laundering is being done in Great Britain, and EU and America wants to tighten it up, and Britain doesn't want to do that. Britain wants the loose British Virgin Island type of money, right? Because I mean they have a past history of actually really sort of supporting kleptocratic governments, right? For instance, you will be, I don't know, you are the dictator or sort of semi-dictator of some Tajikistan or Azerbaijan or whatever country, right? You are the president, your family has billions stored in either Swiss accounts, Great Britain, or...
The majority in Switzerland, yeah. Whenever they discover a corrupted president, his money is in Switzerland.
And wasn't it the same with Mubarak?
All presidents, Gaddafi, after any corrupted person or not, anyone puts his money in, open a bank account in Switzerland.
That's why I like the sort of conspiracy theory that actually all government leaders are sort of somehow related to each other in a big pile of
of course,
global,
but with percentage. I mean, different percentages of corruption. Someone is totally corrupted, other one is not.
I don't know. What I mean is not with the percentages of corruption, but I mean with some type of either family ties or some type of business ties. That, for instance, let's say, Putin and Joe Biden, right? On the surface, they are both enemies, right? Nowadays, it's just two opposites. But I like the conspiracy theories that say actually they are serving the same masters, for instance.
I understand. So probably, yeah. I understand that point, yeah.
Yeah, because I think the saying was the real ones who decide what to do, they are not being elected. Right, that there are some people who actually control things, and then it's just for the elections. It's just some type of almost like entertainment for the masses, right? Yeah. You get the feeling that you decided something.
Oh, you mean so the real power is not
elected?
Yes, I sometimes I believe in that.
Because it would be logical. If you want something done, why would you risk it with every 4 years having an election or something like that? You wouldn't. You would like to establish yourself, and then it's just, how can I keep them from revolting? Yeah, let's pretend we have some type of election, some new government, right? And when the new government comes in, here's what we'll do, right? And then it's just off to the races.
Some countries, that's what happened. The president has nothing to do, just some people under the table controlling everything.
I guess, would you be willing to go into politics?
Sometimes I'm interested, interested in reading about politics, yeah. But sometimes I'm interested in going through, sometimes no, it depends on my mood.
What is your outlook on your personal future? You are, let's say, looking into the future 10 years ahead. What would you like to see? Where you are? What are you doing?
Probably my goal in the life is to, I want to be mentioned in history as a good person, not a bad person, of course. So I want to help poor people and people who need. I want the world to get better. Of course, my country first, then other countries. But as I told you, I don't know. In order to go through politics, first I have to study politics, blah, 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 in order to go through the field, But sometimes I tell myself, okay, I just don't want to be in this field, I just want to read about politics, interested in politics, but sometimes I have the feeling, okay, I want to study politics and go through the politics field. Sometimes no, I don't want to. So related to my future, It's not too clear yet whether if I'm going to continue in politics or no. But about personal work, of course, I want to have my own work because I don't like to work for someone. I like to be my own boss. So the amount of work or effort I'm going to put in someone's work, why don't I put it in my work? So I want to start my own business. That's about my future related to work. But if you're talking about politics, to be honest, in the moment, I don't know. For example, sometimes I am interested, okay, let's study, blah, blah, blah. Then, oh, no, I can't study 4 years. No, forget it. So,
But you don't need to study. You can.
I mean, yes, but having a degree in politics will help you a lot, of course. If you want to go through the field, I mean, let's say both of us apply for something. If you have a degree, it's better than not having a degree. Of course.
I don't know. Because nowadays there are a lot of degrees that they are not really worth anything.
Yes, but if you want to go through the politics degree, you cannot come from a medical background and you want to work in an embassy, for example.
Maybe not in the embassy, but in
I'm just giving an example.
Representative
yes,
body.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better, of course, to study something related to the field. Gives you more credit.
It's closer. Yeah.
Gives you more credit.
Yeah.
But of course, you can read books and do some articles. Then it's done. You have more information. Because I don't believe that having a degree decides if you're a good person or a bad person. I mean, of course, it adds to your CV, but having a degree doesn't mean that you are better than someone who's not having a degree, because he might have more information than you, you know? So, but in means of work, CV and blah, 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 of course, having a grade or a degree in this subject, of course, it's important. Because this shows that you're coming from whatever background, medical background if you want to apply for a medical stuff, political background if you want to apply for a political stuff. So that's why I believe studying this will help you a lot. I don't know, just beliefs.
But you know, you leave me a little bit curious as to why wouldn't you just document your travels as a
vlogs, you mean, and all this stuff?
Sort of, yeah.
They told me to do this. I even bought a GoPro, the whole set and blah, 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 in order to do some vlogs, but I just forgot. Because as I told you, I'm not traveling to do vlogs. I'm traveling to discover the world and discover myself.
Yeah, but you can help people also discover.
Yeah, but that's what I do. If someone needs help, I give him my number, I help him as much as he can. But I don't want to have a vlog or all this stuff. So whenever you want any help, you have my WhatsApp, you have whatever, take my WhatsApp, we talk. I help you in visa application, what to do, blah, 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 organize trips, everything. But having a vlog, no.
That's a little bit strange. A moment ago you said you wanted to be your own boss.
Yes.
You want to have a business, and this is the closest business opportunity you have.
I don't want to gain money through that.
Well, look at you.
Through traveling, I don't want to get money through that.
But why? If you could get money by helping people experience or seeing the world.
But why can't I help them without getting money from that? It's easy.
No. But I'm not saying that you should help them with applying for visas. I'm
just giving an example.
Yeah. I'm saying you could actually showcase your travels and your experiences to the world, and there would probably be a lot of people who would like to see that.
Yes, but how can I? But in the end, how much money
you would create joy for people, right?
Yes. Why I can do this, but for free?
Yeah. I mean, the point of having the vlog, it wouldn't be to get money from the viewers. The point would be to actually
help people.
Yeah,
travel. That's what I can do, but not through vlogs. Just through personal messaging and texts.
Yeah, but you are limited, right? How much you can communicate with one person, two person, three person.
Oh, of course, it's limited.
Right?
Yeah,
but you cannot communicate with thousands.
Maybe I can do that when I stop traveling for a while, because through the internship I cannot travel.
Yeah,
I can travel, but for example, I have like an absence limit.
What?
I have like an absence limit.
All right.
So this means if I overpass this limit, I have to repeat the month. So basically I cannot travel. I can, but okay, let's repeat the month. So I will keep repeating the whole period.
Definitely, yeah.
So I have to stay in Egypt for this 1 year. So maybe I can start this YouTube channel or whatever. I can document, because by the end of this November, probably I would have visited 55 countries. So maybe I can start documenting them through it, because I'm free during this year. I mean, I'm in Egypt only, so I can start a YouTube channel, preparing okay, let's talk about Spain, Italy, blah blah blah. Each country,
Yeah.
how can you travel inside, blah blah blah. Then I can do it. Maybe I can do this, but later, not now.
Well, so what is Arab a language?
In Egypt,
No. Are you able to, let's say, as an Egyptian, are you able to communicate freely with somebody in Syria and somebody
different dialect, but yes.
Yeah. So if you would do an Arabic vlog, would that mean that you would be covering almost 1 billion people?
Yeah, because Egyptian Arabic is the easiest Arabic to understand
Oh, see,
through the whole.
see, you could just
Also,
make
because
it-
of the Egyptian influence, Egypt is the biggest movie industry, music industry in the whole Arab
what?
world.
Really?
Yeah, Egypt
Egypt?
has a big influence over there. Yeah,
Egypt
yes,
movie industry?
in the Arab. Yeah, in
Are you
this,
sure?
Of course, I'm sure. Egyptian movies are famous since it all started, just across the whole Arab world.
Really? No,
Egyptian-
but Turkey has the biggest industry.
I'm talking about the Arab countries.
Oh,
Turkey, they speak Turkish. They're not Arab.
I kind of thought the Turkish is also some type of Arab.
No. Talking about the Arab countries, North Africa and parts of Asian countries,
Why isn't Turkey Arab?
because they don't speak Arabic. They speak
So
Turkish.
wait a second, but what is Arab? Only the language or some type of ethnicity?
Both. For example, Egyptian, we are only Arab speakers.
All right.
Same like Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, they speak Arabic.
Okay.
Same like countries in Asia, like Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, Oman, Syria, Iraq, they all speak Arabic. So all of us, we speak Arabic language. Turkey, they speak Turkish. They are not even close to them. Okay, they have borders with Syria.
But Turkish
Lebanon.
people are able to speak Arabic,
Of course,
right?
no. It's totally different.
No, but I think the Turkish language is not
totally-
around long ago.
No, it's different. Even different letters.
Yeah, but all right, but can an average Turkish person understand Arabic?
Zero. Zero, because I was there in Turkey and I can't understand anything from their language.
I thought that they are almost like dual speakers.
Turkish people, no. Turkey, they have their own language. We have our own language. They don't understand us, we don't understand them. Okay, if I speak Arabic with Turkish guy, of course he will never understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
Their language is totally different than ours.
But if you will meet, I don't know, a Sudanese guy,
Yeah, all Arab countries, we understand each other, but different dialect.
yeah,
But the most understandable one is Egyptian Arabic because as I told you, movie industry, the music industry. So that's why everyone understands us. But we face troubles, for example, understanding Moroccan people if they speak in their dialect.
yeah.
But as I told you, Egyptian Arabic is the easiest Arabic.
See, so
To
we
understand.
have the biggest potential.
I also speak Spanish, so it's easy for me to do vlogs in Spanish.
How did you learn Spanish?
Because of Real Madrid, as I told you. This was the reason.
Well, you mentioned it, but does it mean that you literally learned? So for what purpose?
To understand the football chants in the stadium and because of the club. So I wanted to understand more about the history and to be more closer to the club. Then, of
Okay.
course, when I went to Spain, I liked the country. And also later on, Spanish is one of the most spoken languages across the world. I speak among us the 4 languages or 5 most spoken languages. I speak 3 of them: English, Spanish, and Arabic. Chinese, I don't speak Chinese. And Hindi, of course, I don't speak Hindi.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about global languages, English, Spanish, and Arabic, of course. So, because Chinese is only in China, Hindi is only in India, and not all India, of course, because I was in India. Not all India speaks Hindi. In the south, they don't even speak Hindi.
See, you have so much potential to be a YouTube star.
Some people told me, but let's see during this internship, which will start in November. So maybe I can start something because by November, I will. Probably I visited the majority of European countries except some countries like Malta, Cyprus, Andorra, in some small countries that I didn't visit up till now. But the majority of European countries, I visited them. So I just have a brief summary about West, East, North and South Europe.
But actually, speaking about those stereotypes, so what is the situation when it comes to the Israel and Palestine conflict? Does Egypt have some type of political stance?
You mean the people?
Well, the people and the government.
Well, people, of course, for us it's Palestine.
But in a way, does it mean that the Egyptians, for instance, go, I don't know, on humanitarian missions there? Or
No. It's not that easy to travel between both countries now.
really?
It's too strict to travel. If you need security permission, they will ask. No, it's totally difficult to travel to this over there for us. But if you talk about people, of course, it's Palestine, because until 1948 there was no country named Israel.
But the origins of the Jews are in Egypt, right? Moses traveled from Egypt, right?
Moses was born in Egypt. Yes,
The more, yeah.
he was born in Egypt.
So basically, you should be also siding with the Israelis, right?
No, of course. There's a difference between Israel and Jewish people. We are not against Jewish people. We are against the country or a state called Israel.
Why?
Because it's pure discrimination, Zionism. There's no country named Israel. Before 1948, it's always Palestine.
But doesn't the Bible even mention Israel?
Israel is the name of
territory.
It's the name, yeah. But Israel was the name of the prophet then. Israel. Israel.
But I thought they also made it the promised land somewhere in the Bible.
Yes, but what has this to do with having a country? We're not talking.
If it's a promised land, it's a
land.
Territory.
Jewish people can live in this territory, but why would you kill Palestinians and take their country and create a new country?
Well, I usually need to ask the British, because British people.
So it's pure. Okay, why don't they do this country in their own land? So European.
I think they did with North.
Of course,
North Ireland.
You can easily go to the museum here and you can see the history. You see the Holocaust Museum here in Riga.
I think I have been.
There is a Holocaust Museum here. It's written. It's purely stated. Until 1948, it was Palestine. Then British decided to create a new country called Israel.
Yeah, because Palestine was under British rule, right?
Yes, but it's always Palestine. If you get any Bible or any Old Testament, which is Jewish book or Christian book, it's not even written. It's Palestine. Jesus himself was. Where was he born? Jesus.
Jerusalem.
In Belen. No, Jerusalem. No, in Belen. Jesus was born in
Belen.
Belen.
In Jerusalem.
No.
All right.
Jesus was born in Belen. Belen was a part of Palestine. It's not even Israel. Right. You can check even the money, old money. I'm not talking just stupid stuff. I'm mentioning real thing. We are not against Jewish people. I am totally with Jewish people. I'm against Zionism. You know what Zionism is?
I thought that was the sort of the philosophical and political idea of
right-wing
of Jewish people having
right-wing
their
for
own
Jewish
country.
people. Yeah, right-wing for Jewish people. So
what's the left wing for Jewish people?
No, it's right-wing.
No, but what is the left wing? If
there is left-wing, of course, for Jews, but I'm talking about Zionism is right-wing.
But what would be the left wing?
I don't know. I didn't search for it. I'm not interested in that, but I'm just telling you that Zionism is right-wing, pure right-wing, as I said.
Like conservative.
Yeah, of course, and they want only land for Jewish people.
Which is understandable, I guess.
Yeah, but why would they do it in this part of the world? If British people...
Because the Bible says, right? Because it's the Bible, right?
Okay, they used to live there.
Yeah.
Israel is a result of the World War II.
Yeah.
Pure.
Yeah. And
because before the World War, it was all people were living.
But they also wanted it already after the First World War. They just didn't get it.
Yeah, but because of Nazi Germany, you just read history. Because of they killed lots of Jews, blah blah blah. Then British people, as I said, by the help of British people, because Palestine was part of it, so they put them there.
Yeah.
I don't care that all this stuff they can do all this stuff, because as I told you, I'm not against Jewish. I'm against the political ideology called Zionism. Zionism is terrorism. It's for me because they are killing innocent people. It's not their land.
But don't they offer to, like, sort of, for people to move?
Move where?
Somewhere else. I understood that they basically wanted to free up. What are the conflict zones? The Gaza Strip, right? Mm-hmm. And West Bank, right?
West Bank, where the part is Jerusalem is.
What?
West Bank is close to Jerusalem.
All right.
Gaza is other thing. We're talking about the whole country now.
I thought they only have two sort of like conflict zones.
Oh yes, these are the most famous conflict zones.
Yeah.
But of course,
I think Tel Aviv is pretty
There's nothing
stable,
there.
right?
Because it's the capital there. So.
Yeah.
But for me, as I told you, I'm against the Zionism ideology.
But what's the Zionism ideology? I thought Zionism ideology was to have a state of Israel. That's it.
So I'm against that because it's not their country.
Yeah, but almost all people.
It's not before 1948. It never existed.
Latvia didn't exist before 1918.
The current Latvia, but the land. Okay, so if I tell you Latvia, for me, Latvia is part of Soviet Union. Latvia is part of Russia. Would you accept that?
Nowadays?
Through the whole history, I will tell you.
No, because 30 years ago, if you would say that, yes.
Because it was occupation.
Soviet Union.
It was occupied by Soviet Union.
Oh, yeah. Historically, that's the consensus.
Okay, so that's why I'm mentioning.
But technically speaking, just purely technical puppet government speaking, right? When the Soviet army Soviet regime put out its ultimatum to the government of Latvia back in 39, 40, whatever. Basically, they put the ultimatum. Latvia accepted. The Soviet army came in, and then the next government of Latvia went to Moscow to ask for permission to join the USSR, right? And so the USSR accepted that it was a sham, basically. It was a circus. It was a theater, right? But technically they did that. So...
Yes, but historically, Latvia is own country.
Yeah. Now, 50 years ago, everybody says, yeah, that was all just puppets.
Yes, but I'm not talking about modern day Latvia. I'm talking historically. Latvia is its own country.
No. Latvia hasn't been its own country basically never. Because if you consider the story, the written history of Latvia would begin probably only when the Germans invaded this territory. Because when they invaded this territory, you had probably 4 or 5 different sort of nations living in this territory, right? And some got accustomed to that German rule. Some died out, some moved a little bit. And it was the Germans during the Crusades that actually made, and didn't make even Latvia, they made Livonia, right, which was the Baltics, sort of. And it was just different small nation states combined through the Germans. And then afterwards, it was the big countries warring with each other. Sweden, Russia, Germany, Poland. And no, Latvia hasn't been its own landlord basically never.
Yes, but it's still not part of Russia. I cannot tell you, okay, Latvia is Russia. I cannot say that.
Yeah, technically nowadays you could say we are separate. We have a border.
Imagine Russia. Okay, what happened when Russia tried to invade Ukraine?
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, they crossed their border.
Yeah. Now what happened politically?
It was a violation of the United Nations Charter.
So why didn't they say the same when they created the state of Israel in Palestine?
Because I think the United Nations didn't exist.
No, of course it existed, but of course the United Nations never do nothing.
I don't know if when was Israel created? 48?
1948. Before 1948 it was Palestine, and Jewish people can live in Palestine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not against Jewish people. I'm with.
Yeah, but if you...
Why would they create a country? Let them live there, but why would you create a country? And national anthem and flag and blah, 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 blah.
But wait again. It's normal if there are a lot of people in one place and they want to have their own government.
No, because it was never like that before the war.
Before
the war, Jewish, Muslim and Christian people lived peacefully in Palestine.
Yeah.
Before the war.
Yeah. But did they live really peacefully?
Of course, because all this is consequence of the war. Because we had Jewish people in Egypt and they live peacefully.
Yeah.
After the war, everything changed.
Yeah, but the people in Egypt didn't change.
What do you mean by people of Egypt didn't change?
I mean, you said that you had Jewish people living in Egypt and everything was peacefully.
Yeah, but after the war, all people left after the creation of this country. Some of them, yes, others, because the majority of Jewish people, the majority of are East Europeans and all this stuff. And we had Jewish people in Egypt, Egyptian Jewish.
Because they didn't have their homeland, right?
No, because why would a Polish Jewish go to Israel if it's not even from Palestine?
To be together with other Jewish people.
So this is, now you are, it's not logical.
No, why?
Okay, look, so why don't all Christian Catholic people go to Roma?
I wanted to ask you, why don't all Arabic people want to join in a one country?
Because it's not logical.
But they tried to, right? Syria and Egypt tried to, right?
It's not the same idea as you are saying. like Czech and Slovakia,
Yeah,
same country,
yeah.
but they don't. It's not as we are talking about Palestine now. They just fused the both countries with each other. Also because they have similar land, similar
You
border.
have been to Spain.
Yes.
If you would ask Catalonian people, would they like their own country? What would they say?
The majority would say they want the independence, but they say no.
What are you saying? That because that would be technically similar to the concept of Jewish people living in Palestine, right?
No.
No, I mean Catalonians are living in Spain under Spanish rule. Catalonians would like to live as a Catalonian state, right?
Outside Spain. Yeah.
No, in the same territory, just governing themselves. So basically taking territory from Spain.
But this was not founded. The founder of Zionism was from Hungary. He was Hungaro-Austrian during the Hungaro-Austrian Empire.
So?
He's not even from Palestine. So he decided to do this stuff in Palestine. It's pure occupation.
Yeah, but why would he need to be from Palestine to be able to speak about Palestine? It's like saying.
So why don't he do it in Austria in Austro-Hungarian Empire then? Do it in your country.
I always thought that they basically figured out the territory because of the scriptures. Because
So why
of the
don't they
Bible.
live there without having a country? It's not logical what you're saying now. Because, okay, let's say I'm in Egypt, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I decide that Egyptians will live in Latvia and I come occupy Latvia now and Latvia is Egypt. It's the same idea. I'm not even from here.
But technically it is possible.
So this is pure occupation.
No.
Okay, so why are people talking about Putin against Ukraine? It's the same.
But then no government in the world is legitimate. Because no government was founded by peaceful negotiations. It always was somebody who had the biggest guns.
Yes, of course. But I'm telling you, so why are people against Putin if he's doing the same as in Ukraine? He just says that these parts of Ukraine are Russian.
Yeah.
So why are people against this? And they are with what?
Some people are against it, but not all people.
Probably the Russians are with him. But I'm saying because they are with their president, but I'm talking about the world opinion.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't think Chinese people are worried about it. I don't think Hindu people are worried about it.
I'm talking in Europe, the situation in Europe.
Yeah, but we are not the majority of the world. Let's be honest.
Yes, but
we
of
are
course.
From 8 billion people, America and Europe constitutes maybe almost a billion.
Yes, but I'm saying, for example, when it all started in Europe.
We are not the majority.
Yes, but in this part, Europe, it matters with
in
Europeans.
This region, yeah.
Yes, so I'm saying that is literally the same thing that's happening between Russians and Ukrainians. The same thing that's happening in Palestine.
All right, and
different opinions.
Yeah, but then again, Crimea happened in 2014, and now it's under Russian rule for at least 8 years, right? So.
But people call it occupation, Russian occupation.
Look, at one point or another, occupation becomes just status quo.
So you mean people should accept it?
But it's historically always the case. I mean, Britain, North Ireland, France, Brittany or something like that.
So, yes.
Yeah, it's always the case. Before Bismarck, there wasn't Germany. There was 16 or 20 different federal states,
yes.
basically, right? And somebody had to just move with force, unite them. For what purpose? Who knows? They just did. And during Hitler, there were several Bavarian Republic, several federal lands of Germany decided that there will be their own republics. And they basically declared themselves independent republics, right? Nobody gave 2 cents about it, right? Germany just said, nope, we are your sovereign rulers, and we just take you. And no Bavarian Republic ever established itself, no other of those republics.
The story is different in Palestine, I think. As I told you, I'm not against Jewish, I'm against the ideology itself.
Well, but I always thought the ideology of Zionism was we Jewish people, we were promised the land in Palestine, and we need to get it. And
they can live there. They already lived there, Jewish people.
Yeah, but living there is not the same as ruling there.
Okay, let them do okay, I will tell something. Okay, let's do elections, presidential elections. Let's see who will win. Easy. If you
In
believe
Israel,
in
but they
fair,
have,
of course, no, because this is forced elections. Let's do fair elections.
But what do we mean? In Israel has elections.
Of course, no. It's because it's an occupation. Let's do an elections between Palestinians and Israeli people in this land. Who rules? Palestinian or Israel? Fair elections, and let's see who will win.
But I don't know
If Europe believes in
but I don't know
fair,
what you mean. If you have the state of Israel, the borders, right?
the occupied borders.
How many people live there? I think those people do have elections.
In their part, I'm talking about the whole country with no. Okay, you want people to live together in peace.
Yeah.
The whole country. I'm not talking only about two divisions, as you're saying. Let's do the whole country. Okay, elections. Who will win? Fair elections. I'm asking for fair elections, which will not happen because we know who will win.
But what is the unfairness in it?
Level of fairness.
No. What is the unfairness? You say that the elections currently that Israel has are not fair.
No, it's because it's in their part only. Let's do it across the whole strip, Israel plus Palestine.
So what?
We will fuse both countries.
But wait a second. Palestinians are not more than Israelis.
They
right?
are more, of course, because it's their country. Historically, it's their country. The majority of people.
So how many million Palestinians live in Israel?
Of course, I don't remember the number, but I'm just telling you. Let's do an elections. Of course, they will lose. I'm asking for fair elections. They will lose, and you will discover that the world is corrupted world.
But then are you saying that in the borders of Israel there live more Palestinian people than Jewish?
The majority are Palestinian, even Jewish Palestinian. You check the nationalities. All of them, they are not. Even the president is not. There's nothing called Israel. They're all coming from European countries.
No. There is something Israel. I recently had a client in the legal office. They showed the Israeli passports.
Yeah, but let's say check his name. Where is he from?
It said the nationality, I think, Israeli.
Of course, because it's written in the passport. Where is he from? The majority are from Europe.
Those two were from Russia, basically, but they were born in Jerusalem.
Okay,
but they are Russian ethnicity.
They are not. Yeah, so that's why I'm telling you. There is nothing called pure Israel because before 1948, it's never existed. You check all leaders and all whatever there are there. They are from Europe. The majority coming from European background. Yeah, because of the war.
Yeah, but look, because they didn't have historically one place that they could call their own country. It's the same with gypsies. Gypsies don't have their own country.
Yes, because they immigrated from different countries.
Yeah, but they are scattered. But if the gypsies would have some type of political movement called whatever, not Zionism, but Zionism or whatever, right? They could also maybe ask the British to, hey, give me some land somewhere so we can establish the gypsy state. Would you call them unfair?
Of course,
if they would like to have a gypsy state?
If they're going to a totally different country far from them.
But they have to go somewhere.
So why do Europeans go to Palestine?
I don't know why. I don't know why specific. No, wait a second. I think they even discussed in the Second World War where to put Israel, and I think Palestinian territory won because it was the promised land.
Yeah, so it's like they are.
But they even considered somewhere in Europe. I think they had some options on the table.
Yes, but you're taking options, so this is not fair.
Yeah, but
you're just choosing options.
Yeah, but who said that colonial empires are fair?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's not fair. You decide a country because you have the power.
But who decides whether or not power must be fair? It's unfavorable to those who are oppressed by power.
Yes,
but power is power, right?
So this is corruption because I have power. I can do anything I want.
Or maybe it's just nature. Think about it in an animalistic. Who eats and who gets eaten.
So by this means you mean that Russia is bigger than Ukraine.
Yeah.
So they can do whatever they want in Ukraine.
Of course, no. They certainly can try.
But it's not. But they can. This is Russian invasion in Ukraine is against humanity. This is terrorism.
Yes, but the concept of...
Not because he has power means that he can do this.
The concept of crimes against humanity was developed only after what? After Hitler made basically the Second World War a precedent for what can happen if a dictator gets loose, right? But before that, war, before the Nuremberg trials, before the UN, war was a legitimate political option to consider.
Yeah, so, of course, it was only wars.
You are the aristocrat of your country, I'm the aristocrat of my country. We negotiate some business deal, but we don't agree on something. I'll say, I'll get my army if you don't agree, and you say, well, I'll put my army.
That's what used to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have lived with the concept of crimes against humanity only for what, 80 years maybe? Right?
Yes, because
That's
I believe
I
believe that World War II changed the whole world. Europe was not as liberal as now in the past.
Ooh, that's a tricky one, because parts of Europe, for instance, Paris, Berlin, they were more liberal than nowadays. I don't know why.
Europe was different, of course.
Yeah,
Europe was not as easy.
It was
No
more
open borders.
decentralized.
No open borders. No.
No, absolutely not. No. You are mistaken. There are several. I don't know what you call them, books basically, where people from 100 years ago and more, they literally sort of daydream and wonder, will the next generations ever feel the same freedom I have, that I don't have to even have a passport, that I can go to a ship from Germany to America and nobody asks me for any documents. They even have that. There was a famous Austrian poet who wrote about his travels in the early 20th century, and he literally mused about the things that, will people in the future have the same freedoms as I have, that you can just go on board a ship, go to New York, nobody asks you for any papers.
Yeah, but this because there were no one in New York. Now everyone is in the United States, so that's why they implemented rules.
No, because the concept of borders in a strict sense came up only after, I think, the First World War. And then after the Second World War, it was really strict. Like, yeah, this is the fixed border from, I don't know, from some river, whatever the natural inclination. But yeah, it's a little tricky one, because, and even Casanova, right? Because Casanova got famous because of his autobiography, because he depicts the everyday events of European aristocracy. Mm-hmm. And so he basically describes his travels as well, because he liked to travel. So he describes his travels from Venice up till St. Petersburg. And he also visited Latvia, well, just, passing through. And yeah, nobody, he mentions several times that there are local landlords who want to have a fee if you wouldn't pass through their territory, but no passport type of situation whatsoever. It's just that you don't have a central government anywhere. Venice was a separate country from Florence.
Yes.
Separate.
The new modern Italy is new. It's not old.
Yeah, and it was all over Europe that there was no centralized government. Yes. Monarchies were basically just big landlords most of the time, right? And the concept of a central government only established itself when railways came into use, because then it was the first time that big scale urbanization could be possible, and with big urbanization came centralized government, centralized education, centralized basically everything, right? And it was only the Industrial Revolution and upwards, and that's it. Napoleon still had basically free reign. Nobody knew where the correct borderline was, right? And that's why he wanted to go into Russia, because he felt, hey, I might as well, right? And that's the most part of our history. People just saying, here's a map, I would like to have this one. Yeah, sure. Do we have an army? Yeah, sure. Let's go. See what we can find out. And then Israel is just one of the last vestiges. But I think not the last, because I think recently they made, was it Montenegro? A sort of
Serbia. They separated from Serbia.
Yeah, but basically they create new countries pretty regularly. Every once in a while you have a new country, and probably Catalonia will be at some point in the future also a separate country.
Maybe in the future, I don't know.
Yeah, and then what will Spanish people say? No, it's we are one united, right, land. They lived with us for such a long time. But still, if you are in the Catalonia, local patriot, you feel that you need your own government. What for? Nobody knows. But it's a political movement, sort of. You just want it because you would want it.
Yeah, some political movements.
And so take that impulse to an extreme, mm-hmm. and you have Zionism. Because if you have people with lots of money and influence and the same ambitions, yeah, why not? Just put a finger on a map. Yeah, this will be our territory. So, and if the British say it will, that's what happens.
Yeah.
And you know why I asked these questions? Because I think, but the Muslim world is so huge. Why wouldn't they be able to just avoid all of that? Meaning, once the British say, here will we make Jewish state, and the whole Muslim world says, no, you won't.
Because, as you said,
Why
the
were
British Empire had the power.
Yeah, but why were the British more influential than the Muslim or the Arabic countries?
But the problem is, it has nothing to do with Islam.
What?
It has nothing to do with Islam or Christianity.
So what is then the issue? Palestinians being Arabs, right?
No, but the problem is occupying a land which is not yours. It's as easy as.
But it happens every day. Why would it be such a concern?
So why are people complaining now about Russia and Ukraine? I believe if you think that it's okay to occupy Palestine, okay, it's okay that you occupy Ukraine. It's the same. Why are people say against that and with that?
When, for instance,
I'm against occupation. Russia is Russia, Ukraine is Ukraine. You cannot invade Ukraine. This is pure occupation.
But do you know how the Ukrainian border got made?
Man, that's the problem. We are going to talk about history. Then we are going to take, how Egyptian borders are made, how Latvian borders are made, how German borders are made.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying.
So no country knows its own borders.
In the Soviet Union, few people in charge just said, yeah.
Yes, they just got a map and this is Ukraine,
yes,
this is blah blah blah.
Which is the same for.
This is literally what happened in Palestine. They got the map and they did like this.
Because it happens like that.
The British people. So, but I believe this is not good thing.
Yeah, but you basically.
Why don't they let Jewish people live there without having a country?
Yeah, but basically we are saying that the whole of human history is not good.
Of course, some countries you don't even know, because if you check, for example, the country, as you said. In the past, for example, let's say Germany was like this, but then it became like that, then it became smaller again. طب يعني how? You see, for example, a country like Luxembourg, it's in between Germany and France. Okay, is it French or German or what? Switzerland.
Yeah.
It's divided between Italy, France, and Germany. You don't even know. Switzerland, as you said, it was not a country, it was different federal states, then they got unified. Same as in Germany. So you don't even know. But this is in Europe, because in Europe, after the Roman Empire, each country asked for independence, blah, blah, blah. It's different in Europe than in other continents.
I don't know if it's different, because if you compare China with Japan, they always had, for centuries, their conflicts about territory. I don't know about India, but India, Pakistan.
Yeah, of course, India, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. Because it was also during the British Empire. Probably
also before. That's the thing.
It was subcontinent. Then
but the British Empire, it wasn't like the British Empire was 1,000 years, right? Before the British Empire, there was some type of Dutch Empire. Before that, it was Portuguese.
Yeah, but just small parts in India.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's always changing. Always somebody is ruling over somebody else, right? And nobody said that it had to be some type of equal, right? Nobody said that, actually we cannot do some type of government if we were not elected. Nobody cared about those things. It was just, here's my rifle. Do you have a rifle?
That's the problem.
So go get me some.
That's the problem.
Well,
because when this happens in Europe, people start revoluting and blah, 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 blah. But when it happens in smaller countries, nobody cares.
People care who are affected by it.
Okay, so we're in the same opinion. Whoever who has the power can control everything.
Yeah.
That's the conclusion.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't think it's fair.
Well, I'm not saying fair or not fair. I'm saying it is. Like
okay, so when I have the power, you give me the right to do whatever I want.
No, I just hope you won't be too.
I won't be that, but I'm just
cruel.
I'm talking about. I'm just saying what people believe. If you have the power, then one day I will have the power too.
I can give you an example about the past 2 years in Latvia specifically. In Latvia, they sort of made, literally, once the vaccines for COVID came around, they said it will be voluntary.
Then it was obligatory.
Afterwards it turned out obligatory, and then people refused to take the vaccines. They were laid off from work.
You
They
cannot
lost their
travel.
job.
You cannot take public
absolutely.
transportation. Yeah, yeah.
So that was not fair, right? But the government still did it against its own people.
And now they don't care.
And
Now everything, they removed everything. Now.
and if the people in enough big amount would revolt against it, they wouldn't be able to do that. That was the French Revolution in a nutshell, right? Louis XVI was not willing to give up a little bit of power because at first the French Revolution, or the inklings of the French Revolution, they didn't ask for abolishment of the monarchy. They just asked for a little bit more representation from the public, not the aristocracy. And so those Louis XVI and the aristocrats got cocky. They said, "No, we don't want to give away our power. We don't want to do that," right? And they got cocky. And then afterwards, everybody was sent to the guillotine. They had a revolution. Now the people were in charge, and it turned out that nobody was in charge. And then everybody turned on each other. It was the Red Terror, and those who made the French Revolution afterwards got sent to the guillotine themselves, right? And what happened? Napoleon came and became an emperor, right? So people wanted they wanted to move away from a regime that was governed by one person, and they moved away into a regime that was governed by one person. So what can you learn about humans? They're pretty stupid.
Sometimes they're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so to conclusion, if you have the power, you can do anything you want.
Just like in nature.
But sometimes you can use your power in a good thing. That's belief. If I have power, I won't go to and occupy a new country. I will just stay in my country. Try to make my country better, not go and occupy a country.
Here's the thing.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, here's the thing. Most people always think that they will be otherwise good, even if they have more of money, more power, more influence. But look at history. No dictator came into power saying, I will betray you, I will turn you down, I will...
Of course, he should be a liar.
No, but maybe they even believed what they were saying, right?
Of course.
It's just that once you get into power...
It changed you, of course, I understand. If you have a power, you have nuclear weapons, you have a big
maybe it's just
army.
Inevitable.
That's what I think Hitler got crazy.
Yeah,
Imagine Hitler,
power,
Hitler had absolute power, army, military, everything. Of course, he turned crazy. Okay, let's do everything. No one can stop him.
So it means no one human being can have ultimate power. That's it.
And maybe no one has ultimate power.
Because everybody is being vulnerable to corruption.
Yes, but it depends. Why would all people... There is always an exception.
Because you can get easily irritated. Imagine you are sort of thinking about your all-encompassing government, your state, and then you just get irritable, right? You don't want to deal with little things, and then you say, no, this one, no. This one, yes, right? And it's get black and white. Those decisions are just strict. Yes, no, maybe, no in between. Right?
Yeah, sometimes it
was. And then you are ruling like a wise man, right, over everything, and still somebody comes to you and says you are not a good ruler, you are a despot. You just starts blaming.
Of course,
you
will always
things,
face.
Right, and so what will you do to him? Will you go and listen to him? Do you have the time? Because you need to take care of your everyday.
Yes, but I don't have to oppress him or kill him or put him in prison because he's
yeah, but I think at one point, if they become too obnoxious, you say, put them in prison.
This is corruption. In my own opinion, this is corruption.
Yeah,
just let him say whatever he wants, as long as it's in respectful way and no.
As long as it's a respectful way. But what happens if it's not in a respectful way?
I mean, if he starts to destroy the country or kill other people, put him in prison, but not directly. Let him express his feelings. Let's be a liberal country.
Up to a point.
Of course, up to a point, but this point is different from one country to another, or from one empire to another.
Yeah.
Some countries there is no even liberty in expression. Liberty expression. You cannot say anything. You just say anything against the government to the prison.
Yeah.
Some countries, of course, you can be against the government, but up to a limit.
Yeah.
I'm talking personally. My limit will be you can do anything unless you're not destroying or killing or doing something bad to the country.
But
Otherwise,
then-
you can even do whatever you want, because this is liberty. You should express your opinion.
Yeah, but then, so what's your take when you regard fairness, for instance? So what's your take about all the Arabic countries that don't have those freedoms?
But that's a problem. I want this freedom, and I don't care about other countries. I'm talking about my own country.
Yeah.
I want freedom in my country. I can express my opinion easily.
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, one of the most liberal countries in Europe is Switzerland.
Yeah,
Probably more than the most liberal country that I've been to up till now is Switzerland.
okay.
Over there, you can change the law anytime you want. You just get a
Referendum.
and signs, and that's it. I don't think it's the same in Latvia and Spain and Italy. It's not that easy. In Switzerland, it's totally easy.
Yeah.
You can change the law. If you get the signs and referendum, that's it.
This
Of course,
is direct democracy.
yes, of course, you will not do a stupid law, but I'm just saying, imagine that there's democracy. So one day I want my country to be like that. It's easy. If you respect the rules, you can be against the government, you can express your feelings, blah, 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 and that's it. Up to a limit. For example, there is no violence in Switzerland. No, of course there is, but I'm talking about percentages compared to other countries.
Yeah.
You can express your opinion freely.
I think the Swiss people are the most well-armed people in the world. I think almost all households have weapons.
It's because of the army, okay? Because they are allowed to go to their houses with their weapons.
No, not the army, just general. If I would be in a Swiss household right now, I'd probably have a safe with some.
I don't know. I mean, in the United States, some states it's legal to have an army and a gun or something.
Yeah, same when I think in Switzerland they almost it's. I think the average weapon count for the Swiss people was 1 per household.
No, that's huge.
Yeah,
But I mean-
I think the Swiss people.
But there's
are
no
the
violence in
well-armed.
the country. You never heard of. For example, you remember there were a problem in France a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Because of the salary and all the stuff. It was pure violence.
Yeah,
But have you ever heard something like that in Switzerland? Once in a while, you can.
yeah. Once in a while it happens. Yeah,
So I'm talking the level of freedom and liberty is high there.
yeah.
Each one can express his own opinion.
But
That's
but maybe it's because they're also profiting from the former empire ruling police or policies.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually Swiss banks didn't get money from local farmers, right?
Of course, from foreign people.
Yeah. Again, they were at least the indirect profiters from kleptocratic and unfair governments, right? So they were actually aiding the world in unfairness. It's sort of like a bargain, right? We are buying freedom for our people on the backs of your people's slavery, for instance. So, is that fair on a total scale?
We don't
Not
have
really.
but
Not really.
But I'm talking about level of liberty now in the current modern.
Yeah, but they still are probably profiting from the system. It's the same with French, right? France has its former colonies still paying them.
Of course, in Africa.
So it's not fair, but they still do it. Somehow the politics manage to do that still.
Politics is dirty.
Yeah, but see, what I'm getting to it, maybe people are dirty and they just don't want to admit it. And even
Yes.
and even those, because have you heard about the story about Mother Teresa being corrupt?
Oh, which one?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
No, I know her, but I don't know what level of corruption you're talking about.
Because I think the story went like that she got dirty money in the billions
From who?
from drug cartels and stuff like that. Well,
I know
In
her,
a-
and I know her history, of course, from Macedonia to India, blah 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 blah. But
in a sense, nobody is an angel while he's walking the earth.
yeah, but I've never listened about this corruption story. Maybe I can read about this.
Yeah, there was some type of story about it, but look, for me, it's always about not the marketing or not about the perception. It's just all right in a sum total, you are more positive than negative, but there's no 100%.
We are not
positive.
angels, of course,
Yeah.
but it depends on the percentages. It cannot be 51 positive, 49 negative.
I
Then
think
it's
I think
bullshit.
there are more people than you would like to believe that are actually doing this type of logic. Oh, at least I have 51% good,
Oh, come
and
on,
then
it's
for
just-
49% just genocide. right? But I think there are lots of people like that because they basically they rationalize everything in the sense that eat or get eaten, right? And all life stems from other life, meaning if you want to survive, you need to kill.
Yes, I'm not against that, but yeah. Conclusion: world is not that fair. Conclusion: world is not that fair.
Yeah, and what would be the rhetorical question? How to make it more fair without killing anybody?
Oh, that's a difficult question. No answer.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future.
I think there's one option, and it's just drugs for everybody. For everybody.
Maybe, like in Holland.
You know, because if people would like to just have a good time, just party, yeah, they could probably set aside their differences.
Yeah, but yeah, to sum it up, yeah, traveling helped me a lot to see different points of views.
Doesn't Egypt have some type of hookah or something like that?
Hookah, yeah, I don't like hookah, but of course we have it.
Yeah, isn't that like a drug?
It's not, no, it's not a drug, of course. It's not.
What is it?
Hookah is like tobacco.
Just tobacco?
Yeah, it's just instead of cigarette, it's like hookah. I don't like it
Ah,
because it's not healthy. You destroy your lungs. So
yeah, but it's part of the culture, right?
of the culture, no, something new on the culture.
It's
not
new?
Egyptian thing.
Oh,
Hookah
so
is not Egyptian.
where does it come from?
I think I'm not interested in that a lot, but I think it came from either Turkey or this part of
Again, the Turks.
Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
I have to read about it, but I think because hookah is just come from this part. Hookah or also it's, yeah, I think during the Ottoman Empire. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know 100% where it originated, but it's from this part of the world. It never came from Egypt.
So what vices do you...
But I have to check because I'm not 100% sure it came from during the Ottoman Empire. But yeah, it was from this part. I will check it.
What?
So for people don't 100% trust that I'm saying it's from Ottoman Empire.
What vices do you consider feasible?
Like what? I don't understand the question.
No, for instance, would you reason that, for instance, smoking is sort of sensible, or using, I don't know, cannabis?
You mean personal opinion on smoking?
Yeah,
I don't like
on different vices.
Smoking. I don't like it because it destroys your lungs. It's not healthy thing.
But how would you, let's say, relax? How would you enjoy some
you
type
have different
of party?
I don't know. It depends from one person to another. I cannot judge it. I don't know. But personal opinion, I don't like smoking. It destroys your lung.
But what type of recreational thing do you like for having a party, for instance?
You can do it. I don't know. You can do any other thing. Why would I smoke? I don't know.
But you don't drink alcohol?
Me, no, because it's prohibited in religion.
Yeah.
But you can party doing anything. You don't have to drink alcohol or smoke cigarette in order to go to a party. You can. I went to lots of parties and I don't smoke nor drink alcohol, but just enjoy the
Just
vibe.
ecstasy.
No, nothing. No drugs. You just enjoy the vibe. For example, Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
I want to go to Tomorrowland one time. So if you go to Tomorrowland, I don't have to smoke or drink alcohol to enjoy. Just enjoy the music. What's the problem? But my type of how I relax, it's either I travel, have a walk, go running, football matches in the stadium. That's how my personal belief. But my opinion on cigarettes, I don't like cigarettes or smoking. Each one can do whatever he wants, but my personal opinion, I don't like smoking because it destroys your lungs.
If you would be a ruler of a country, would you ban cigarettes?
Ban cigarettes? No. I just say, okay, cigarette kills if you want to.
Would you prohibit them for children?
Of course, I would.
Why?
Because it's not. They are destroying their.
But if the children want,
of course, no. It's impossible. Even though all countries, it's prohibited to sell cigarettes for under 18.
No, not true.
How is not true?
Asian countries sometimes don't have limits.
They don't have limits, but rules. It's under 18. It's impossible. You get it through a way, but it's
no. I think there are several Asian countries who just don't have laws against that. And
I think it's a global rule. If you are
no.
So if
there is no one, I don't know, a General Assembly resolution who says smoking is prohibited in all our member states.
Well, Australia did it already.
Well, Australia is one country.
Yes, but Australia did it after any person who was born after 2009, I think, he won't be able to buy any cigarettes. They are trying to prohibit cigarettes from the whole country.
Yeah, but that's not fair.
I mean, I will leave it. If I'm the president, I will leave it. But okay, if you have cigarettes, you will destroy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to just okay, get it. I don't care about you. You want to destroy your whole your health. Okay, I don't care.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you allow it for children?
Yeah, because children, I will not let a child or a kid to destroy himself before his lungs are totally mature.
But when will you know when he is ready?
Because probably you are mature when you are 18, 20, in this range. You are all.
It's just a guess.
Okay, so let him smoke when he's 1 year old and let him die. I don't care about him.
So, would you?
Of course, no. There is a limit.
Then you are an authoritarian.
No.
Yeah, because all total freedom would mean here's a cigarette. If you want, you can use it.
Yes, but you have to educate people. So you will.
Yeah,
you will. Okay, so I want a kid. It's because of like that. Okay, 2 years old, he can drive a car. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Of course, no, because he can't even drive a car. He don't even differentiate between pedals.
Let me ask you a question. How possible is it for a child to get a knife?
You mean walking through the house? No, maybe 90%. He just opened the kitchen and
Easy.
get it.
Easy.
Yes, easy.
Right. Yeah, he could kill himself.
Yes, but then you educate him.
See?
Once he's mature, he can do anything he wants.
But do you have a law saying that a child cannot take a knife?
No, but we are not going to live by laws. Why would we obey laws all the time?
So you wouldn't make a law prohibiting children from smoking?
No, I will, of course. This will be a
Then
law.
you are a dictator.
No, why would I be a dictator?
Because you are
Okay,
don't
elections.
allow
I'll tell you
children.
something. Okay,
you don't allow children to smoke.
I will tell you something.
You are a dictator.
Easy.
You are God.
No, easy. Elections.
So
You are with.
like a referendum?
Yes, okay. Easy. We'll do elections on the whole country. Are you with or against children smoking?
But who can vote in that referendum?
All people. I will make it open. Even children themselves.
Cool.
That's cool. That's pure democracy.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, the majority will say no.
You don't know.
Okay, it's a guessing.
It's like Brexit.
But it's guessing.
Many people didn't expect for Britain to leave Europe.
It's 51-49 it was or something
But
like that.
they didn't expect it. Like Hillary losing to Donald Trump. They didn't expect it.
It was expected.
No. Hillary Clinton was expected to be the president.
Yes, but it was expected that in the end, that was some Americans' opinion. They told me America was not ready for a woman to get in control of America. That some American people opinion. It's not my opinion.
Yes, there will always be
As you said in the beginning, some people are controlling under the table.
Yeah, even for the Titanic, there were some people that said, "Don't go to the ship; it will sink." Right? There's always
but
some who says,
I'm telling you, it's easy. You're asking for democracy. I will let everyone vote.
Yeah.
That's pure democracy.
Yeah.
But in the end, if people vote, the majority votes against children smoking, it will be a law.
But if it happens that 51% vote against children having the ability to smoke, wouldn't that mean that the 49% are oppressed?
No. Then what's the meaning of elections then? I did the fair elections. Who won?
But not for the 49% are being oppressed.
Okay, and it will be the other side. If 51% voted with smoking and 49 against, they will be oppressed also. What's the meaning of elections then?
But the 49% are almost half.
Okay, but they lost. What's my problem? Then we made fair elections.
But
it's not my. Then what's the meaning of elections?
What is the meaning of elections?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm asking you because I don't know.
No, you're reversing the question now. It's like Uno. You're reversing the question now.
No, because you are the ruler. You make the rules.
So I want people to say their opinion.
Yeah, but why are
people decided?
But why are you saying that 51% can oppress 49%?
Because we did fair elections. They are not oppressing them.
But if the 49% are really, really angry about that, they might get angry with them so much that they will rebel.
Then we will never live in a democratic country. The elections, that's it. If you want to change it, we do other elections.
All right, but what happens if the 49% don't want to accept it?
I don't believe that someone will want a kid to smoke. Otherwise, it will be something crazy. Well, if you have a child, will you let him smoke when he's 1 year old?
No, but that doesn't
You're
mean-
oppressing your child.
No,
He wants to.
but that- yeah,
You're
but-
oppressing him.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Nature is meant to be somebody is controlling somebody else.
Yes, but there's difference between good
there's
way
no-
and bad way.
There's
I
no
did
equality.
elections.
There's no equality.
Of course, but I did elections. I was totally fair
But who said that you need to do elections?
because I'm the ruler of the country.
But nobody is ruler of you.
No, so the people chose me. If we did elections,
So you don't have an obligation to make an election.
yes, but I'm asking people. I'm not doing. No, there's a difference. If I'm a dictator, then I will say starting tomorrow, no one will smoke. This is dictatorship. If I'm fair, I will ask my people. Okay, people, tomorrow, no, of course, in 1 month, elections with or against smoking. Then all people can vote. Then
right.
I'm asking the people, not my opinion.
All right. And you have let's say 49% of people who said they would like to.
Okay, that's not my problem now. We did fair elections.
But
What
they
can I
are
do?
your people also.
Okay, but I did fair elections. Was okay.
It's
So
not fair to them.
no, it's fair. It's their problem that they couldn't get votes. It's not my problem.
So what should they do?
And
Overthrow
what should
you?
I do also?
No. Should the 49%?
Okay, yeah, other elections. I don't care. Other
no,
elections.
49
Okay, we can do elections. You want to remove the president or no?
Yeah.
Okay, then it depends on these 49 will vote with removing the president, but other 51 will vote yes, we want the president. So I will
right.
stay.
So the 49%.
I don't care about them. They are keep losing. It's not my problem.
Yeah, but the 49% want to actually abolish you as the ruler.
Okay, with fair elections.
And you would accept it.
If they win through elections, of course, yes.
But how would they know that the elections were fair? Because you were the one to lose,
No,
not to gain.
No, it's not that. Then you are going to.
How can they make sure that you are not corrupting the election?
And why would I corrupt the elections?
Because you can lose your job.
No, if I'm afraid to lose my job, I would not make elections.
That's the point.
So I did elections. How it comes? I'm
But maybe not fair elections.
so why can I do it then? No, I will tell you something. If I'm corrupted, why would I even do elections? I will tell them shut the fuck up and I'm going to stay as a president.
Just to appease the 49%.
Of course, no, I don't care about them. I'm the president. They can never.
But they are your people.
But some people they don't care. I don't care. My people. I don't care about them. I'm the president. I do
But
whatever
that's not
I want.
fair.
Okay, but that's not fair. But what is fair is that I do elections, so I'm fair. You want to remove me? I'm fair. Elections. If you win, I will leave.
So,
This is fair.
all right. So they try to make the elections.
Yes.
It turns out that the 51% want to keep you in power.
So then Then they keep losing. What's my problem now?
So the 49% are still angry.
No, they can. I don't care about it after that. I did whatever they asked me for. What can I do then?
But they are still angry.
Okay, I don't care. Now I don't care. I did whatever
So
they want.
that's not fair.
No, of course that's
They're
fair.
still people.
Some people has to accept it.
Some people have to die.
No, they are not going to die. Die because of children not smoking cigarettes. It's not.
Also.
No, of course not.
No, because if they will give their children cigarettes, you will put them in jail.
Of course, no. I'm not going to put them in jail
So what's the point of having the law against prohibiting
because I want to
children?
help children not to die.
But what will happen if they break the law?
Pay fine.
So they will pay fines until they are slaves.
I don't care if you are destroying your child's health. I don't
And
care.
if they don't have the money,
So if they don't have the money, they will not be able to buy cigarettes because they don't have money.
maybe they make their own cigarettes.
Now you will keep looking for a way just to make me.
But the point is, between two humans, there's no equality.
No,
It's
there
just
is equality. So what's the purpose of elections then?
There is no purpose. You don't need elections to have a beneficial system.
So how can you choose your president or whatever you want to?
Well, depends on which country you look at. Because I think Switzerland has a 7 presidency. 7 people presidents council. They don't have one.
You know something?
president.
It's okay. We can make each government or whatever each state or whatever the country looks like. Okay, each state has its own law.
No, unless if you are the neighbor. Let's say I'm a country, you're a country. You do something differently. My people are start bugging me that you are different.
I don't care about you now. I don't care about you.
Yeah, but then
You're not my country.
But you are. Have you seen the disputes between neighbors for the fence on the lawn?
Yes,
It
but
can get ugly.
inside my own
It can,
fence,
yeah, but it's getting ugly.
I don't care about you. I care about my people.
Once I'm at your fence, it's your problem.
It's inside my land.
Yeah, maybe I can, get a little bit into your land.
This if we have open borders together.
No, then I'll just make my.
It never happened because, for example, in Netherlands, it's legal to smoke marijuana. In Germany, it's not.
It's not legal in Netherlands.
Of course, it's legal. In Amsterdam, it's legal.
It's socially accepted, but it's not legal.
Who told you it's not legal?
The Netherlands are the members of the same convention against the psychoactive substances internationally as Germany, as Latvia.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference is that they made their administrative order in the Netherlands that they won't prosecute them under certain limits.
Yes, but it's not if you trade it in front of police. They will not.
No. That's the thing. Having a decree stating that we will not prosecute you is not the same as being illegal. It's just we won't enforce the illegality. It's a little bit technical.
I don't know.
Mambo,
but for
mambo
example,
jumbo.
if I trade marijuana in front of police in Spain, it's not the same if I trade marijuana in front of police in Amsterdam, for example.
Yeah, because they are told to basically look the other way.
So it's legal.
No. It's that. Look, it's the same with the children smoking, right? You make a law that prohibits children from smoking. You see somebody smoking, and you say, "I won't do anything against you." It's just that I made a law that it's not really effective. That's it. But the Netherlands don't have a system that it's legal. They are the same members of the same conventions. It's just that they literally said we won't enforce the restriction up until certain amounts. That's it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just, that's a liberal policy. I think the only country that has legal weed, purely legal weed, I think is
in Canada, some parts in
Uruguay.
Canada is legal.
Uruguay, and I guess Canada also. Yeah.
Canada, some parts is legal because also when you're crossing the border to the United States, they give you this leaflet. Okay, it's illegal.
But yeah, in a whole country level, I think the only country in the world that has legal weed is Uruguay.
Oh, I never know that because I'm not interested, so I don't know. But
well, it's quirks, right? It's quirks.
yeah.
All right, it's getting late. We can finish it up.
Yeah, maybe you can translate what they wrote here.
Those are some type of automatic. This one, for instance, is from the user Agnes Vitor Lazero. I guess she commented on something we were discussing. This is surely really. It's really difficult to explain. So
Just explain it because I'm interested to know what this means.
No. The comment literally says, so this is just difficult to explain. But at what point she wrote it, about what, I don't know. And this one, it just says nice.
Nice, yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finish it up. Any last few ideas, words?
No, for the moment, no.
Yeah, all right. So see you around. Looking forward to having you on YouTube with your
my travel vlogs.
Multimedia vlog universe, right?
Yeah.